Hi everybody. Branching on always in the flow from the last chat I had. You might recognize the diagram, and speaking of aligning to higher love connection, that which is ourself. Well, as life goes on and we move through it, coming from a light being perspective that we all are, no matter what we are teaching or learning, the spiritual path of the being aligning and opening to love and actions and expansion, one with the light eminence of all that is. And we are a part of it, every single one of us, whether we are teacher or in student stage, that day, that month, that moment, that year. It's like all interchangeable because it's a journey and a path. It's not a label and designated one person or one way is an answer to so many of us unique souls on the planet at this time, evolving with the main one objective, which a lot of us know and live with heart and soul, that it is to open ourselves up and be more of a light resonance and presence with each other, and catching ourselves with that, or and at the same time that decreases any issues we have with being that, because the more we are that, the less we are anything else that drags our energy, our mindset, our interactions, our way of life and being down with each other or in our own bodies. So the main point of saying that is because I was just listening to one of the teachings in my Eckhart Tolle course, Teacher of Presence, where I didn't realize that Eckhart spoke this teaching before either. But it just brought this all together because I've been thinking about the fact that the spiritual path is that more aligning to love, because we are it, aligned to that light. And when we get to know our light more, rather than living in and allowing our energy, our mind, emotions to be in states of confusion or lingering energy of like doubting, or just pointing the finger of life to the outside as though something is stopping you from having what you want. The more that we get to know our own energy field in the state, awareness, and practice of the meaning and purpose of love in our awareness, which is our resonance to love, decreasing those things, the less we are pointing to the outside world and the more we are just offering that light awareness to the outside world. So I just wanted to bring together, when I was reminded by Eckhart, and I've been saying it recently, so I don't know if I heard him say it over the years, but it's just perfect to describe that we can live like the personality and the identity and the stimulation world on the outside and go round and round in that and call it different things, like, you know, our job or this particular relationship or something, and we just go around in that, looking for things to like that's going to keep us happy. But because we're all the space in the middle, right down to the core, which you can say is the spark of your life here, so your heart, and then when born into life, your heart grows in its soul activation development in life. We need to remember and learn to connect to our wholeness energy field through those various things of spending time with ourselves, being in a free state for creation and enjoyment, because that's the higher resonance of the fact of our light being. And so getting to know yourself in this way, the spiritual journey throughout all your experiences, your whole self is never meant to be fragmented in a way that you're trying to do so many things and it's all got to do with controlling out there. Your inner world, connected to the wholeness, is speaking to you often and all the time if you settle in and decrease the clutter of wanting to make the exterior or these relationships or identities or whatever perfect, and this is where I'm going to find like my perfect life love alignment. Where you find your perfect kind of feeling love alignment, which is still the ongoing balance of being dimensional, and this creative dimension in the physical, is connecting with that energy of your wholeness. You're going to get messages from that core. And if you don't take the time to know this subtle realm and realize the power of your wholeness, your soul, you're not going to give serious concern to messages you are getting. You're going to keep thinking with your personality and all the stimulus world how you make life more perfect out here, and this isn't important. When we're learning now, and that's the new shift way of life, where these sort of, the sun's going down on the aspect of mental heaviness, stagnation, keeping things the way they are, and the light is rising, the moon is rising in the fact that we are wholeness, and we must become aware now at our core. So if you're ignoring things from an inner realm, then you're going to create disturbance in your outer realm, your physical dimension. You're going to create disturbance, you're going to, I don't know, just be pushing and pulling with it, when all along there is a subtle speaking to your wholeness, your solar plexus, that will always want you to evolve into, like, bring it through. So people can spend years, and have done in lifetimes, due to that energy on the planet saying heavy, got to be this way, why isn't it this way, this heavy mentality on us, when there's always been another answer, but we haven't supported it, that we are light beings and our energy is actually connected to the vastness in the here and now micro, and we're getting messages, we're getting signs, and it's the inner ones in the quiet, it's the inner world ones where we have crisp knowing, but we're still consumed with what's going round and 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 round. And then we just think that we kind of are just spinning around in this world that we have to accept, instead of integrity of, I'm getting some different light coming through and I need to stand up for this. I'm getting called to use my heart and I feel nervous. I'm actually feeling like, and on occasions, I would like a whole new experience. I'm the kind of person that loves to dwell my energy field in the higher and wider and vastness of dimensions, but when I come out of that into the physical world, it's not supported. So all those things that I just said about our beings, and we all have thought them at some stage, I'm being called to express something more. I need to be brave to open it up to my current life experience from the heart, stand strong in it, hold to different visions to the usual, and dwell that I am supported and bring that through. And we haven't been doing that. We kind of are in fantasy energy about it, and then we're in rigid structures about divinity that kind of wave, with acceptance. Nah, we'll just keep going with the same old undercurrent. Or hang on, a wave of acceptance. Nah, I'll just keep going with the same undercurrent. Instead of actual bringing ourselves to light. So just wanted to make a point of that we can fill up our physical experience here with all sorts of stuff and think that we've got to keep it on the surface when there is a whole other thing to listen to for it to expand. Other part of us. And if you don't, you'll get signs, because Spirit is trying to bring you within to bring light out on these things. So you'll get signs on the outside that you're not listening to something. So a good thing to do would be question yourself. And actually take your questioning seriously and open it up to your intuitive teams in guidance. So take the route of, why am I getting this? Why would I like to do this when it's different to that? Well, there's lots of spiritual truth answers to why you're getting ideas to do something different in life to change the usual, because that's what we're here for. So build up that integrity of that. And so that is inner honest presence with self, and remembering the flow of how you create with that in this world. You must open up to all of what I just said before, to allow new to come through. And Spirit is doing its utmost best, and always has, and even more over the past, I'll just say 100 years, to get us ready to let go of old. So it's not like we don't have the assistance, we've just chose to be ignorant. And then as we have risen, finding our balance, there can be, arrogance attached to what actually Spirit is. So we don't want to be sheltered at either end. Like, we don't want to ignore it completely, and we don't want to block off the fact that it's vastness. It's not limited to what some say. So just think fluidity, flexibility, and flow. If your energy is getting caught up in stagnant, jagged feelings, then you can meditate, you can do your creative activities, you can do walks with nature, you can do just peaceful sitting to get back into a flow state and connect on a deeper resonance that people on the outside are not going to understand, because it's up to you to bring it through. And then also connect with those that do understand. But let's not judge each other as where we're at. Let's always remember that we're here for that heart expanse of everybody, and grow in the piece of the wisdom at work through us. So don't just react from our two eyes to make something happen. We need to bring it back home to center and not send our energy out to that, because we've gotten very unconscious at that. We actually presume and assume that's what life is about, controlling from our beings the outside. This is how we make life the way we want it. But it's not, because we have forgotten, but now we're being dropped straight into the center of it. Yous are getting supported, and yous are part of a whole system, and we need you to go into that powerful awareness, resonance of quiet, or it might have been speaking to you for a while, and we need you to enforce that through your own being. If you're not giving it attention, you need to give it attention, kind of thing. Like a sunbeam. Okay, I'll leave it at that. That was 1717. Nice number. God bless everyone. All the best with everything that you persist with and find out about yourself. I'll be back again soon. Much love.